Hi guys, what is up? It's me again. I haven't seen y'all since last October when I did my manga haul from New York City. And I'm back again, but this time it's not manga, it's gonna be books. I've been reading a lot of young adult and adult books that I've been getting recommendations from BookTube and Book TikTok. So I'm pretty sure a lot of you have heard of those too. And I'm super excited to share what I've been reading with you guys. So let me start off with the young adult. So I got this book called Storybound, and it's by Emily McKay. And I picked this up because it said, "What if your book boyfriend was real?" And I was like, my little 14-year-old heart burst into like, I don't know, serotonin because when I was younger, I'd be like, I was so into like books. I would be like, man, I wish this was my life, or oh my god, like I wish this would happen to me. And then this book, it literally describes what 14-year-old me wished would happen to me. So basically, this is about a girl named, let me see, I forgot her name already. Shoot, I don't remember her name. Okay, so it's basically about a girl. I think it says her name. Actually, I don't think she introduces herself. Like, I, I don't, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, basically, it's about a girl who is a super bookworm, and she loves to read more than she loves to hang out with people, go out. She's kind of like an introverted, like loner. So in the summary, it talks about how she's moved a lot because of her mom's job, and how she has read so many books. She could have like a library of books. Um, then she reads this like series, and it's about a guy who is uh he's like a magical being, and she obviously loves him in reality. And the book goes back and forth between reality and his world. And the book is called The Traveler Undone in the series she's reading. And it's so weird because, okay, so I'm explaining this all shitty, but basically she goes into a fencing class or whatever, and her bully, like, oh no, it's not fencing, it's like karate or something, and she like starts to fight the girl with a bow or whatever, and the girl like hits her in the head, and before she hits her in the head, she's like, "You'll never be good enough to be in the said world that the girl's reading." And she's like, "What the fuck did you just say to me?" So she, the girl, wakes up from the concussion and is like, "What the fuck? Why'd you hit me?" And the bully is like, "I didn't hit you. You fainted. Like, what are you talking about?" So it gets really interesting in the fact that she's already starting to like hear and see things. And I'm on page 22, and it's really good. Like, it's a really good YA. And I really don't read YAs because I'm 25, so why would I read young adult when like it doesn't pertain to my age group anymore? But this is so this makes me feel like a 14-year-old again, and I love it. Like, I love the story. Even though I'm not that into the depth of the book, I still really love it, and I'm super excited to finish it. So then, getting into some adult fantasy. So if y'all don't know, I love fantasy. I love like romance fantasy, and I love regular romance, but more leaning towards like Greek mythology or elves, fairies, all that good stuff. I love those kind of like books. So this is called A Touch of Malice, and this is a Hades and Persephone retelling. And I love this book. I love it so much. So basically, they're set in Olympus in a city, and it's a modern day Olympus. And Persephone is a journalist who is trying to uncover Hades and his like ways of like deviance and stuff. So let me just tell y'all. So, in this world, the gods all own stuff. So, Aphrodite owns like lingerie, she owns like shops. Hades owns nightclubs, casinos. I think one of them owns like drinking. I think it's Apollo or something, or Ares. But it's really good. And Persephone is a goddess of spring, as we all know. But no one knows of the goddess of spring. Like, she is unknown to the world. She is not a goddess in this book. She is a goddess, but not to the people. Like, no one knows who she is. So she's like non existent. Anyways, she goes to Hades' nightclub, which is super hard to get into. And Hades likes to play cards with people. So he goes up to Persephone. He's like, hey, you want to play some cards? And she's like, yeah. But she doesn't know it's Hades. And then she plays and she loses. So then a contract forms. And the contract is she has to grow life in the underworld. And she does not have any powers at this point. Like, she does not know how to use them. So she's like, how the fuck am I supposed to do that? So she is granted access to the underworld. And it is basically a love story, as we all know. And it's so good. The one thing I will say is that this book is very sexual, because it is adult fantasy. And the one thing I didn't like, I love some sex in some books. Like, who doesn't? But, like, or some smut, I should say. But there's so much smut in this that it kind of gets, like, tiring and, like, ugh, like, they're doing it again. And they fight, and then they have sex. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like y'all are having a serious conversation, and then y'all just fuck? Like, what? So, that's the only thing I don't like. I do like the girl, what's her name? Scarlett St. Clair's writing style. It's very, like, refreshing and, like, very easy to understand and read. Like, fucking Stephanie Meyer, when I read her books, I was like, she's using too many big words. But, this one is really nice because she's, like, not coming off as pretentious. So I really like her style of writing. And what caught me in the first book is, let me see, is the opening. So, I showed y'all the wrong book. It's A Touch of Darkness. That's the first one. Oh, I hate my life. Okay. So, I'm going to read the, like, first passage. So, it says, this is how it starts. Persephone sat in the sunlight. She chosen her usual spot at the coffee house, an outdoor table in the view of a crowded pedestrian street. That, caught me. I was like, ooh, she's in a coffee house. I love coffee. I'm going to read this. So, A Touch of Darkness is the first in the series. There's 3 books, and they're all super good. The second book is A Touch of Ruin. So this is where Hades and Persephone make their relationship public, and the media is, like, all over them and stuff. And then it talks about trigger warning, suicide in this book. So if you are triggered by suicide, this is what is in this book. This book deals with death and grief and begging and bargaining. So that is what the second book is about. The third book, which I'm still reading, is where Hades and Persephone get engaged. And her mom, Demeter, who is the goddess of harvest, is like, nah, you and Hades are not it. Y'all are not getting married. Like, no way, Jose. So she threatens to, as we all know in the story, kill the crops, have a severe thunderstorm, and basically kill off the population because she's fucking mad. And Persephone and Hades have to deal with that. So I'm really excited how this book's gonna end, and I'm super excited to finish it. Okay, so the last book that I have is Electric Idol by Kate Roberts. And this is a Psych and, Eros retelling. And this is about Psyche, who is a plus size, beautiful influencer, and she is loved by Olympias, and she is loved by everyone. I think Aphrodite is in this, and she's a bitch because she's the goddess of love. Um, so in the book, Aphrodite wants Eros to kill Psyche because Psyche is gonna be the second Hera, who is the goddess to Zeus, and Aphrodite is like, nah, that's not happening. So she like wants Eros to kill her, and Eros is like perceived as this monster who like he kills a lot, and he like is basically his mom's like little killer machine. So he falls in love with Psyche in the story, and they have to like like try not to get her killed. So I haven't read a lot of it. I'm only on page like 80, I think. But this is super good too. And there's another one called Neon Gods that's really good too. I'm super excited to read that one because that one's a Hades and Persephone retelling. As you can see, I love Hades and Persephone. But those are the 4 books that I just wanted to show y'all on like my my TBR to be read. Or I am reading, but just not finishing because I am lazy. But yeah, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to talk to me about books, we can do that too. And I will see you guys hopefully soon and in the next video. Bye!